Hi, my name is Gordon. I first stepped in the doors of Abundant Life Worship Center in 1980. So I've been here a long time. But I would like to talk about just some divine healings that God has done for me. I'm a lover of sports, and I played a lot of football and rugby and hockey, and my favorite sport, I would say, is soccer. And by the time I was 29, my knees had deteriorated so much that several times a day, my kneecaps on both my knees would come out of place and float up top and lock my knees. And I would have to take my thumbs, it was excruciating pain, and push my kneecaps back into place. And one of my ankles would just roll all the time. And I went to the doctor, I had x-rays, and the doctor said to me, you're done sports. You may require operations on your knees. And I thought, well, what does that doctor know? So I went to a chiropractor, brought copies of my x-rays, and told the local chiropractor in Slave Lake here, fix me, I want to keep playing sports. He says, Gordon, he says, I'm not even going to tell you to take up golf, it's too rigorous, take up chess. And that's exactly what he said to me. So I resigned myself to, I guess I can't play sports anymore. And I guess just, and I was still, my knees kept popping out all the time when I was walking or whatever. And so an evangelist came to town named Len Lindstrom, and with his gospel tent, and set up where the Hilda Eben Park is today. And I went out to the meetings, and there was a healing line. And so I went in the healing line there, and they prayed for my knees and my ankle. And I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel anything running through me, or nothing. But I noticed about a month later that this wasn't happening to me anymore. My knees weren't popping out, my ankle was fine, and I continued to play sports and soccer. And that was 36 years ago. And I haven't had one incident on my knees or anything. God had done a miraculous healing. And then, about 10 years ago, I developed a bulge disc. I was lifting something I shouldn't have lifted, and I went and got x-rays and body scans and MRIs and the whole thing, because I was in extreme pain. And they recommended, I got a call from the neurologist, they recommended an operation on my back. I went to a doctor in the city called Dr. Randy Gregg, he used to play for the Oilers. He said, you don't want anybody cutting into your back unless you can't walk. He said, but I think I can fix you. So he gave me cortisone shots. And the first one lasted about 2 years. And the next one lasted about a year. Next one lasted about 3 months. Next one lasted about a month. And then it didn't work anymore. So I was just in pain all the time. I didn't even want to go to bed in the morning because it just hurt so much. And then I was moving some hay in my skid steer, and the bale was too heavy, and it tipped forward, and as I released the bale, of course, it went back, bang, bang, bang. And actually that happened about 3 times because I kept moving bales and it kept happening. My wife was horrified and said, you're never doing that again. But I was in such pain, I couldn't even move that night or anything. And 2 of my grandchildren came over, one 5, one 2, and prayed for me that night. The next morning I came to church, and I resigned myself that there's no way I can go to church. I hurt too much and I can't move. But I woke up and I had some, it still hurt, but I had some mobility. So I went to church. And we were just praising God, we were just singing, and I felt my left leg go to sleep. And so I sat down, and then I realized, hey, there's no pain in my body. Maybe it's because my leg went to sleep. Maybe I'll wait till it thaws out. And it did, and I still had no pain. And I haven't. That was in October. I've been 6 months pain-free. Another miracle. God is in the healing business, folks. So I just praise him for what he's done in my body. And so that's a couple stories of Heathens. Thank you.